Hello, everyone, and welcome to our monthly Essential Wellness Educational Webinar. This is Aisha Harley, and I'm super excited to be with you here today. It is such an honor to introduce my dear friend, Lita Bathow, who is a doTERRA Platinum wellness advocate and a shadow yoga teacher. We are so appreciative of everything that she contributes to our Essential Wellness community with her monthly call and her outstanding leadership. And she has an awesome presentation that she's going to share with all of you today about skincare secrets and how to use essential oils to take great care of your skin. So I'm going to just pass it right on over to Lita.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Aisha, for your introduction. And I'm super happy to be able to share some information with you today. I know that when people think of skincare, our mind often immediately jumps to face care and the skin of our face. And we kind of isolate that as like what we really want to address and like make super beautiful. But my talk is going to step back a little bit and invite you to consider our overall health, which I strongly believe cannot be separated from skincare. So there's a greater foundation that we can look at in order to cultivate beautiful skin from the inside. I'm also going to talk about individual oils, doTERRA skincare lines, and some DIY do-it-yourself ideas. However, we're going to start with a broader topic. So the skin, of course, is our first line of defense, and it's also a reflection of what's going on inside of us and how we're treating ourselves, what we're eating, what we're experiencing, our stress levels, and so on. So it's really a mirror for what's going on inside. Likewise, the skin, of course, is the largest organ of the body, a thin membrane that helps to protect us, but is also permeable, and so lets toxins out and nutrients in, helps control the temperature of our body, is responsible for the sensations that we feel, aids in vitamin D production. And like I said, we can't forget that it's a huge indicator. In looking at people's skin, you can really see a lot about what is going on with their overall health. So there's a few things that I'm going to talk about which are just like essential basic habits. And the first is hydration. We all know that it's a good idea to drink water, and in the case of essential oils, it is supportive to the system and great for super gentle support and detox to add citrus oils to the water, which is why I have a picture of a lemon on this page. So whether you choose lemon, grapefruit, orange, tangerine, or lime, any of those oils are going to be both tasting fresh, help purify your water, and also help purify your body. One important tip that it's essential to remember is that you do not want to put citrus oils into a plastic bottle. So never use plastic water bottles if you can avoid it, and definitely don't put your citrus oils into those plastic bottles because the citrus oils will leach petrochemicals out of the plastics into your water. I have specifically chosen a picture of a glass water bottle because that is my favorite kind of water bottle, but you can also use stainless steel or any kind of non-reactive, non-plastic, no plastics. And then as far as how much water to drink, a good guideline is to take your weight in pounds, divide that by 2, and drink that many ounces of water daily. So whether you hit that mark or not, it's a good measure to kind of shoot for as far as how much water it might be a good idea to be drinking. And of course, there's some variables such as the hot weather or the not hot weather, how much you're exercising, that is going to play into how much water you need to drink. Speaking of exercise, speaking of nutrition, having a good base of nutritional support is going to be essential to your overall health and is going to be reflected in your skin. So almost everyone that I know at this point takes the Lifelong Vitality Pack from doTERRA and really values its ability to support us, give us a baseline of nutritional support, as well as the Z Omega giving us the essential three fatty acids the alpha CRS with its cellular support, and the easily to assimilate vitamins and minerals included in the Microplex. It's called the MVP at this point, and this picture is a little outdated, but it's still the vitamin and mineral complex. So these come as a trio, and of course many of us are already ordering them monthly, but it's definitely worth a try. It's doTERRA's best-selling product. They also have an entire branch of their company that does research and development and pays great attention to how these supplements are put together. So there's a really good reason for every single ingredient in these supplements, and they work synergistically. And I find that almost everyone who uses them and takes them consistently really feels a difference. A great tip from my fellow wellness advocate, Tiffin, was that if you have an event coming up, like a photo shoot or a party or a wedding or a talk that you're going to give, and you're going to be in public, people are going to be taking pictures of you, that the week before you can try doubling up on your omega-3 Z-omega complex, because that will help support your skin and for that week before help prevent like any skin breakouts and so on. So it's a tip you can try. If I'm not mistaken, she got it from a photographer who suggested that. Zendocrine supplements and Zendocrine essential oil blend are another, just the last supplement that I'm going to mention, because it's specifically, these two products specifically target the support of your elimination system. So like the liver, the kidney, the endocrine system, and the way our body detoxes. So since the skin is a secondary organ of detoxification, it's going to be great to support our primary organs of detoxification so that those are doing the job efficiently and effectively, and we don't overload our body with toxins that are then going to cause problems with our skin. As our skin tries to support detoxification, if there's too much to do, the skin can break out, have rashes, and really this is one way that it can reflect what's going on inside. So I also, in addition to the Lifelong Vitality Pack, take the Zendocrine Herbal Blend, which is shown in the white bottle on this slide, as well as using the Essential Oil Blend. So the Zendocrine Herbal Blend is not essential oils, it's herbs which support these systems, and then the oil blend is pure, certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils, some of which are listed on the right: tangerine, juniper, and cilantro, as well as geranium. The third thing I wanted to mention after drinking water and nutritional support is exercise. It's important to get outside as a first step, and then also to do some kind of movement and exercise, because of course this will increase sweating, which helps to support the health of our skin actually, as well as increase circulation, help our overall health, help our mental health, reduce our stress, and so on. So whatever form of exercise you're able to integrate into your habits consistently, and whatever form of exercise you're going to do is the right exercise for you. So I think we can fall into the way of thinking like, oh, I should be doing this, or I should be doing that, or my friend does this, and that's the best form of exercise. But whatever you're able to do and going to do is the best thing for you to do, because the important thing is just to exercise. And likewise, getting outside regularly is important. Getting away from our computer screens and our iPhone screens and getting into the fresh air and near the microbes of the soil and potentially into the forest is also incredibly beneficial for our mental health and our physical health. So those two things. If you do nothing else, remember to drink water on a daily basis, take your Lifelong Vitality Pack, and get outside and exercise. However, we often experience threats to beautiful skin, which can be mitigated and reduced to some degree. So I listed stress and toxic exposure twice on this slide, and they are both contributing factors to the process of aging and can make us look older than we even are. So I'm going to just briefly touch on these. As far as stress goes, I feel that stress has kind of gotten a bad name. However, it's not necessarily always a bad thing. I was thinking about this in the context of nutritional and dietary fats. So fat has really gotten a bad name in the last 50 years, even though good quality nutritional fat is an essential nutrient. It helps all of our cells work properly, and we actually cannot live without it. In a similar way, we always think of stress maybe in a bad context, but good stress can be an essential motivator. It's what causes our endocrine system to release adrenaline and incite action. So it really helps us get into a place of action and make things happen in our lives when we need to. And stress also can cause the release of oxytocin, which drives us towards connecting with others and seeking support, which may be, of course, helpful at all times, but especially in times when we're experiencing pressure and stress. So there is a good side of stress, and Kelly McGonigal, that's McGonigal, has a really good TED Talk about reframing how you respond to stress. Sometimes it's a negative thing, but sometimes it's actually positive. So that's one way to mitigate your stress, is to mitigate your response to it and not let it make you more stressed out. Embracing it. We also need to reduce chronic, ongoing levels of stress. And we all know typical ways to do that. Meditation, finding time to slow down, finding ways to support good sleep, finding ways to communicate effectively so that we have harmonious relationships, and again, getting into the forest. You can also simply bring nature into your own home wherever you are, or out even into your car or wherever you happen to be, by using essential oils. I have lots of friends who at different times find themselves driving in traffic, and just having an essential oil diffuser in their car or just a bottle of essential oil on hand to use can really help to mitigate feelings of stress while driving or wherever you happen to be. So 3 of my personal favorite oils to use for stress are the Balance Grounding Blend, which has oils from spruce and blue tansy and hoe wood. It's very grounding and beautiful scent. The Forgive Essential Oil Blend from doTERRA's Emotional Aromatherapy collection, I personally find very calming. And one of my go-to oils for stress is also the Immortelle Anti-Aging Blend, which we think of, because it is called the Anti-Aging Blend, as being for skincare. But the oils in it are all also very supportive to reducing feelings of anxiety or stress or panic or what have you. And, you know, an important note is also that these oils work for me, but whatever oils, kind of like the exercise, whatever oils help to create a positive feeling in you and make you feel good and you love the scent of them, are the oils for you. So you can try these, and there may be oils that you also prefer. Toxic exposure is something I wanted to talk about because our environment is actually changing our bodies on a cellular level. In the year 1860, the average age for a girl's first menstruation was 16 and a half years old, whereas in the modern day, now, in 2016, it's 10 and a half years old. So clearly something is going on in our lives and in our environment which is affecting us on a hormonal and cellular level. Some of it is related to the way we eat, our food systems, diet, a lot of things that we can't control. But one thing that we can definitely control is our exposure to toxicity in our homes, because the number one source of toxic exposure in our homes is our cleaning products and our personal care products. Cleaning products aren't required to list their ingredients, which you might notice if you've purchased some cleaning products at the store. You can check them out after this webinar, and you'll see there's no listing in many cases of ingredients on the bottle, which I find to be a little bit worrisome. And the European Union has actually banned 11,000 chemicals and ingredients which are allowed in cleaning products in the United States and personal care products. So this is an area that we have a huge opportunity to address our own level of toxic exposure. A couple more statistics are that the average woman uses 12 personal care products like shampoo, deodorant, lotions, powders, makeups per day, and the average teenage girl uses 17 personal care products per day. Taking a little bit of information from a book called Primal Body, Primal Mind by Nora Guigadas, the US Food and Drug Administration does nothing to ensure the safety of any chemical used in personal care products. FDA regulations state cosmetic products and ingredients are not subject to FDA pre-market approval authority, with the exception of color additives. Cosmetic firms are responsible for substantiating the safety of their products before marketing. So the responsibility of determining the safety of personal care products falls to the manufacturers who are creating them and selling them. In 1978, congressional hearings presented evidence that the absorption of a known carcinogen commonly found in shampoos was shown to be 100 times greater when exposure came through the skin rather than through the mouth. So this is important because we oftentimes try to eat really well, buy organic foods, and yet still use shampoos and lotions and deodorants, personal care products that may not be so healthy. And we think, well, I'm just putting them on my skin, or I'm in the shower and it all washes down the drain. But the fact is that when you're in the shower, maybe there's hot water, your pores are all kind of open, and you're applying these chemicals directly to your skin. Many of these chemicals are fat soluble and are absorbed directly into your skin and into your bloodstream. With the skin, there aren't the safeguards actually that our digestive system has. Our digestive system has basically like filters and ways of determining what it's going to absorb or not to a certain degree, which is why the skin can actually absorb 100 times more of a chemical when you put it on your skin rather than when you drink it. So one more fact is that of the approximately 126 chemicals consumers regularly apply to their skin, 90% have never been tested for safety. Luckily, doTERRA does offer a whole line of face care products, shampoo, hair care products, toothpaste, and highly effective home cleaning products and hand wash. So I find, of course, that one thing we're concerned about as customers and consumers is that not only is it great that the products are non-toxic, but it's also very important that they work. A friend of mine bought a new refrigerator, and when she moved her old refrigerator, you can imagine it had been there for years, and on the floor there was like a sticky, dark, stainy, gross area. So she thought she would have to get out some serious, heavy-duty chemical cleaners from who knows where, a typical place. But instead she decided to first try the On Guard dilutable all-purpose cleaner, which is shown in the, you can probably recognize it. It has a cross on the label, and it's next to the face care products. And it worked great. And there are many stories that I've heard about people using this basically to clean their whole house, their walls, their windows, their sinks, etc. So it truly is a very multi-purpose cleaner that you can clean your whole house with. It's economical. It has On Guard oil blend in it. And I have replaced pretty much all my cleaning products with it and a couple of things that I make myself. So doTERRA also certifies that their personal care products have none of these bad ingredients, such as artificial colors, phthalates, and also no animal testing, which can put our mind at ease as far as how we're treating our other creature friends. Now, a couple more illustrations of why this is important. For instance, there are no phthalates in doTERRA products. Phthalates are the material that make plastics flexible. So that's what makes your shower curtain flexible or your rubber duck squishy. And they're also instrumental in making lotions absorb really quickly into your skin. So phthalates are very common ingredients in mass-produced lotion, sunscreen, and makeup. And they're responsible for the off-gassing smell that you can identify from plastics like shower curtains, if you get a new shower curtain, if you have a new carpet, or if you have a new car. There's that off-gassing smell, and that's largely due to phthalates. They are recognized as endocrine disruptors, which means that, to simplify it, they disturb your hormonal balance and can cause birth defects, early puberty, and hormonal issues. Another category of not so great ingredients is parabens, which mimic estrogen in the body, contributing to diminished muscle mass, extra fat storage, and breast growth at times and on people that you don't want it. And they're very common. Parabens are very common in lotions, sunscreens, and deodorants. They are also highly lipophilic or fat soluble and are linked to all kinds of metabolic, developmental, hormonal, and neurological issues. Since this photo shows a picture of someone applying deodorant, it's helpful to note that parabens aren't the only undesirable ingredient in commercial deodorants. These products commonly contain aluminum, barium, cadmium, chromium, and selenite. It makes you wonder why we're not making our own deodorant. And in fact, a search on the internet will find you very quickly lots of ways to make your own deodorant, and they're very simple. So simple, you think, why am I not making my own deodorant? As a side note, when I began using doTERRA's essential oils, I also began using the essential oils in place of deodorant. So I find it very effective to use certain essential oils, just like pat them right onto the skin under my arms, and that works great. So some oils like cypress, lavender, the HD Clear Blend, Elevation are common choices to try as your own personal deodorant. Be careful with the citrus oils when placing them on your skin. Of course, they can be photosensitive. So if you're using Elevation, be conscious of the time of year and how much sun you're going to be exposed to, because they can cause extra sensitivity to the sun. Getting back to our homemade deodorant, these can be made with really simple recipes. Sometimes as simple as just including coconut oil, shea butter, baking soda, beeswax, and essential oils of your choice. So one of the reasons that I believe we are not making our own deodorant, although I know some of us are, is because we're simply habituated to believe that we need these specialized and complicated products that we find in the market. In marketing itself, there's a concept known as disruptive innovation. And one aspect of this is the act of creating a need for something we didn't previously know we needed. This has happened countless times in the over-the-counter beauty industry since the mid-20th century. And in fact, I would say it's what fuels the industry, creating a real or imaginary need. If you consider what was going on prior to, say, the 1950s, probably our grandparents and great-grandparents were not being confronted with 30 choices of shampoo, or 30 different types of special face care elixirs, because those things didn't exist, and no one was the worse off, actually. So again, the secret to skin health is really just finding the foods that work best for you, supporting yourself from the inside out, drinking water, exercising, getting fresh air, and so on. And then anything we do as far as applying things to our skin may be just overlaying those healthy habits. doTERRA also offers their own deodorant that they've created, which takes the burden off of us of having to make our own deodorant out of shea butter and beeswax. So if you feel like you would simply like to buy a natural, non-toxic deodorant, this is a great option from doTERRA. And they put a ton of research. I know we were waiting for so long for this deodorant to be sold. And like all their products, they really wanted to get it perfect. So they actually spent years developing the recipe and the product. So we're lucky to have it now, and it's a great option for deodorant. And as you're thinking about doing things yourself and using oils for the skin, these are a few suggestions of oils that are really great for the skin, whether lavender, which we think of often for using to soothe the skin. Frankincense is supportive for almost all types of skincare. Melaleuca can be very purifying and healing to the skin, helichrysum, etc. So this is just a reference slide for you to check out and give you a starting point for oils to use when supporting your skin. And also many of us have reference books, the internet, and so on, and places where we can find easy resources as far as recipes for what you specifically would like to do. I also have actually a PDF that accompanies this class, which will be posted on our Facebook pages. So if you have access to those, that's another place to look for sources. CPTG oils are pre-diluted in doTERRA's Touch Kit, which is another way that doTERRA has seen the need, because a lot of us were mixing carrier oils, such as their fractionated coconut oil, with essential oils so that we could use them in a diluted form for different applications like massage or just for safety with children or older people, and just to prolong the absorption rate of the oil. It's if you put them in a carrier oil, that's what happens. So the doTERRA Touch Kit takes 9 of doTERRA's most commonly and most popular oils, most commonly used, and each particular essential oil is diluted to its optimal amount. So frankincense, lavender, On Guard blend, Digest Zen blend, pretty much the same oils you'll find in the basic kits like Home Essentials Kit and Family Physician Kit are found in the doTERRA Touch Kit, which consists of 9 roller bottles of diluted essential oil. You can also buy these diluted essential oils separately. You can buy them alone. So getting back to doTERRA's None the Bad policy, doTERRA cares about us. They care about the environment, and none of these harmful constituents will be found in any of the products in the 3 face care lines I'm going to introduce. However, what might be found and is found in those face care products is lots of good things. So many different essential oils: eucalyptus, frankincense, geranium, chamomile, grapefruit, helichrysum, jasmine oil, lavender, rose, lemongrass, lime, melaleuca, myrrh, peppermint, sandalwood, wild orange, and ylang-ylang essential oils, and also plant-based ingredients like aloe, cruciferous vegetable extracts, pumpkin seed extracts, algae, flower extracts, natural peptides, emollients from avocado, macadamia, and cocoa seeds, polyphenols, and when they do exfoliating beads, they're typically made of bamboo or jojoba, so they are not harmful to the environment and also gentle on our skin. doTERRA's Essential Skincare line, there's a couple products in this image, if you're looking at it, that are not actually part of the Essential Skincare line, but it includes a facial cleanser, pore reducing toner, tightening serum, anti-aging moisturizer, hydrating cream, and invigorating scrub. I love this face care line, and I find the cleanser to be really gentle, yet leaves my face feeling really clean and fresh. The tightening serum and the moisturizers all have really precious, certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils in them. So smell wonderful and also are very effective, as well as the invigorating scrub, which has jojoba beads and is very refreshing, gently exfoliating. So I always like to note that even though it's called a scrub, you do not have to scrub your face, because scrubbing can cause micro tears and damage to your skin and tiny blood vessels in your face. The product is called a scrub because it will do the scrubbing for you. So when you apply these products to your face, just gently massage and smooth in a circular motion over your face, but don't press too hard and feel like you have to scrub, 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 because it's not necessary. And the product will actually work better if you are gentle. I think it's important to note as well that the face care does use doTERRA's certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils. So the oils used in these products are of a very high quality, the highest quality. And sometimes when we go to the grocery store or the natural food store, we find products that say they have melaleuca oil or lavender oil in them, but these are not therapeutic grade essential oils and not of the quality that doTERRA produces. And so you'll have a different result with doTERRA's products, a better result. The Verage skincare line is doTERRA's all-natural, plant-based face care line. It has a spray toner, so you just spritz it on your face. You can do it actually several times a day when you feel like refreshing your complexion, as well as a cleanser and a moisturizer and Immortelle serum, which includes the ingredients of the Immortelle serum are an essential oil blend, the Immortelle essential oil blend, which is one of my favorite oils. And it's in a base of a lipid complex from olive, I believe avocado and macadamia. I might be mistaken. But anyway, a lipid complex taken from plants, which helps your skin to find the moisture level and the dewiness of a 22-year-old. So that product is actually called L22, and it's been developed to help support youthful, vibrant, and glowing skin. It's really awesome. It's one of my favorite face care products. And then the HD Clear face care line, lastly, is great for skin that can be problematic. So the teenagers I live with love this blend, and it includes an essential oil blend, which is shown in the roller bottle. That's pure CPTG essential oils, a cleanser, and also a moisturizer, which is very gentle and soothing and light. So if your skin tends to break out or be problematic, or you're a teenager, then this can be a really good skincare line to try. With all the skincare lines, I find that sometimes people get overwhelmed, especially if you're simple in your beauty care routine, by thinking they have to do like 5 different products in a row. And you certainly can do that, but it's also great to just pick and choose. Like I use some of the products from the Essential Skincare line and some of the products from the Verage line and some essential oils in my own face care. So it's not that you have to use every single product, but find the ones that work the best for you. Lastly, the Reveal 2-part facial system is one of my favorite things that doTERRA offers. It's a 2-step system, the first being a refining polish with wild orange, lime, and essential oils, and bamboo beads, which again are good for, well, not bad for the environment, and they gently, gently exfoliate the surface of your skin. So again, let the product do the work for you, be gentle, but you apply the first one to your face and massage that around for a minute or so, and then leave that on your face and apply the second product, which is a peptide activating gel with fruit enzymes to enhance cellular regeneration. When this product was introduced at convention a few years ago, the doTERRA convention, they showed a short video to promote it and tell us about it. And I was skeptical at first because I tend to be a little bit skeptical about new wonderful face care products. And so I was like, we'll see if this is going to work. But luckily, at the doTERRA convention, they always have a wonderful hall of that they call the product showcase, which is where we can all go and try any product we want, talk to people about the product, give feedback about the products. And in that hall, because the Reveal system was new that year, they had set up a whole row of bathroom sinks with mirrors and white towels and people to help you. So I got an opportunity that very day to try the Reveal Face Care System on myself. And when I finished using it, it only took about 3 minutes. I was like, wow, my face is so soft. And I could really see and feel a difference. So this is a great product to try, and I really recommend it. It's fun, and it is really invigorating for your face and your attitude when your face feels and looks good. So I use it regularly, probably about once a week or so. And then you can use it occasionally or on a regular basis as you see fit. And the Immortelle oil blend is the oil that I would take to a desert island if I could only have one essential oil. Well, the good thing about it is it's a blend of many essential oils. But every single one of these oils, frankincense is in a lot of the skincare products, but it's one of the best oils to support the health of the skin, reduce the signs of aging, help skin heal, as well as being supportive of nearly every system of our body. So it can help our mood, it can support a reduction of inflammation in the body, and it can also help to support our neurological system and so on. So frankincense is one of the key essential oils, sometimes called the king of oils. Sandalwood is very grounding and soothing, and an awesome addition to the Immortelle blend. Smells beautiful as well. Lavender is one of the oils that we say, if you didn't know what to use, lavender would be a good thing to try. And it's always been a favorite for skincare and soothing the skin. Myrrh is also like a balm for the skin. Like frankincense, it comes from a woody plant, and it's a resinous oil that it's high in sesquiterpenes and is very good at supporting healing. Likewise, helichrysum is great for when you have some sort of injury to the skin, or even like something deeper like a bruise or sore muscles. It can help with the circulation and healing. And rose is one of our most precious oils with a high vibration, beautiful fragrance, very soothing, and often used in skincare. So I use the Immortelle blend every day when I get out of the shower. It's in a roller bottle, and you can just roll it right on your face and then tap it around on your face. And I use it on the back of my neck. I use it if I feel a little bit stressed. I use it if I have any kind of issue. I have my Immortelle. So it's a key oil to have and something to always have on hand. Right now, as we record this webinar, it's summertime, and I know we're all getting out into the sun. One of my favorite things to do on a hot day is to have my spray bottle with peppermint and a little bit of lavender in it. And I just put about 10 drops of peppermint, few drops of lavender in a spray bottle, and fill the rest with water. If it's really hot out, I put it in the refrigerator and make my water really cold. And then it's like having instant air conditioning. So if you have to go to your children's game, go to a picnic, just be outside, or just inside your own hot house, this is very cooling on a hot day. Fun to have at a picnic or something like that. And then if you do get too much sun, doing the same thing in a spray bottle, but with water, lavender, frankincense, and a little aloe gel if you have it, will help support the skin after being exposed to sun. Just support it to heal, feel soothed, and great after sun spray. The Correct X First Aid Ointment is a product that I feel like I dreamed up because I used to use another type of first aid ointment. And it was something that I found I couldn't entirely replace with essential oils. I replaced virtually all my home care products with essential oils, but I still had my first aid ointment. And then, but it was petroleum based, and I didn't like that. And so finally, doTERRA actually came out with their own essential ointment, which has the essential oils frankincense, helichrysum, lavender, melaleuca, and cedarwood in it. And it's in a non-petroleum base, which is still really emollient and kind of greasy, but is not from petroleum. So it's a great non-toxic option for children, adults. I know professional chefs who have it at all times in the kitchen for anything that might come up. either heat related or knife related. And it's just awesome first aid ointment. And as a testament to the versatility of these products, you can also use it in a pinch for lip balm. Or I have a good friend, Tiffin, actually, who I mentioned before, who loves to use it occasionally for nighttime repair. So she actually just applies it to her face and leaves it overnight. And it's great to help support the skin overnight. So whether you're making bath salts, body scrubs, body spray, first aid sprays, masks, aftershave, massage oils, etc., with a few simple ingredients, your essential oils and some carrier oils, maybe Epsom salts, unscented lotion, and if you want to actually create something, a recipe that may include shea butter, beeswax, those kinds of natural ingredients, you could make all the face care and body care products that you need to use if you so desire. As a last story, I love the convenience of using pure or just undiluted essential oils and a carrier oil, or I also use the face care products from doTERRA, but I haven't always been a big do-it-yourself person. So I only occasionally take the time to create a recipe that I've found. One time, about 2 or 3 years ago, I went into my kitchen, and much to my surprise, I found my partner making his own hair care product. Now, he was like a 50-year-old man with short hair, and I was very surprised to see him getting into do-it-yourself hair care products. But he was actually motivated by the intention of reducing toxicity. He didn't want to put chemicals on his head, and he realized he could use essential oils which are supportive to the scalp, like rosemary, melaleuca, cedarwood oil, and just put those in a base and create a kind of hair pomade. So that's what he was doing. So he was putting it in these little jars and using this on his head. Time passed, maybe a couple years, a year or two, and the two of us were at the doTERRA convention again. And they announced that finally, after years of waiting, doTERRA was introducing their non-toxic, all-natural deodorant. So we made a beeline to the product showcase to check it out. And when we looked at the deodorant, we found that what were the ingredients? Things like shea butter and beeswax and melaleuca oil. And he said, well, this is practically the very same ingredients that are in my hair care product. I think I'll just put this on my hair. And to this day, he has a doTERRA deodorant, especially dedicated to hair care. So he just uses that as his hair pomade. And that's just because these products are actually can be made with pretty much the small family of natural ingredients, and they're so versatile. If you have a recipe for deodorant that doesn't work out, chances are it will be a really good skin cream. So you can't really go that far wrong. You can always use these, even if they don't turn out quite the consistency you're planning for or what have you. I also know someone who uses doTERRA's hair conditioner for a men's shaving cream. So very versatile, and feel empowered to find your own uses for them. The simple message is, if you treat yourself well, strive to create healthy habits on an ongoing basis, and accept the skin you're in, give it some love, it'll love you back, and it will shine forth into the world, reflecting all the healthy things you're doing for yourself. There's a lot we can do to help support less toxicity in our lives and to support our own health, happiness, and vitality. And I encourage you to take tiny and big, can be tiny steps, and it can be big steps in that direction. And that is the end of my talk. So thanks for listening this far, and I hope to hear some of your recipes and see some of them posted on Facebook, or just send them to me, and I'll be very interested. And good luck with your doTERRA experience. I'll give it back to Aisha.
Thank you so much, Lita. So much great information, so inspiring. I have to admit that I've never had great skin, and from using the doTERRA products, my skin is better than ever. It's not perfect, but it's so much better. And when I get little blemishes, it heals so much faster. In fact, I'll share one of my favorite secrets and you have to use it really sparingly. But if you have a little breakout, you can put the tiniest little dab of On Guard on a blemish. And again, I mean tiny dab because it will burn a little bit, but I found that it helps them heal so much faster. And it really just takes care of business. So yeah, and me too, I love the Immortelle. It would definitely be one of my desert island oils as well, along probably with Slim and Sassy. So we're just about done. Thank you all for joining us today. If there's anybody that is new, we invite you to join us in living the doTERRA lifestyle. If you are not already part of our Essential Wellness community, we would love to have you. We are committed to building a community centered around essential oil education and offering ongoing support as you dive deeper into all the many ways you can support your family's wellness. We want to make sure that you have the tools and the resources that you need. When you open a doTERRA wholesale membership, you'll receive immediate access to our Essential Wellness community offerings, including Facebook support page, online webinars, weekly calls, plus if you're interested in learning more about how to get your oils for free, earning some extra income, or completely replacing your income, we have an online step-by-step business training that we offer to you to support you in creating a life that you'll love with doTERRA. So please speak to the person who invited you to our webinar, and they can help you choose the best enrollment options for you. If you do not have a contact in doTERRA, please email us at info@essentialwellness.life. Happy to support you in getting started. So we hope that you all have a beautiful day. We'll look forward to seeing you all next month. And we'll talk to you all soon. Okay, bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.